Now at 5, it's back-to-back Lombardis. We're going to see how local Chiefs fans are celebrating their Super Bowl win. Plus, the Webb City Public Library is selling some of its old books to make room for new ones. And
Israeli forces free 2 hostages being held by Hamas. I'm Skyler Henry at the White House as President Biden works to strike a deal to free even more people being held captive.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
for the first time since 2005, there's a back-to-back Super Bowl champion. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. Kansas City Chiefs fans in the 4 states wasted no time. Immediately after the Chiefs' overtime win over the 49ers last night, some fans immediately began buying up Super Bowl memorabilia. Academy Sports in Joplin stayed open late into the night to accommodate Chiefs fans. That's where we caught up with some today. As you might imagine, they're excited also, although some weren't quite sure KC would get that win.
Well, I wasn't exactly sure. When they didn't score first, it was a little iffy, so.
Oh my God, I couldn't stop screaming. I was freaking out. And then I had friends in Pennsylvania text me, "We heard you screaming."
We're going to hear more from fans tonight at 6. For the 3rd time in 5 years, Kansas City is now preparing for a Super Bowl parade. This year, it'll be on Valentine's Day, this coming Wednesday, starting at 11 a.m., followed by a victory rally at Union Station. That'll be around 12:45 p.m. A lot of schools in the Kansas City area have canceled classes for that day. And if you can't make it there in person, you have another option. You can watch it from your home or office. We're going to be live streaming the parade and celebration on our YouTube page. You can scan this QR code to go straight there or just search KOAM News Now on YouTube. If you plan to be there in person, you should know the route is mostly the same as for the last 2 parades, but slightly different. It'll start at 6th Street in the Kansas City River Market and end at Pershing Road in front of Union Station. However, this time, the parade won't pass through the River Market. You'll find more information on the parade route and parking and transportation options on our website, KOAMNewsNow.com. One question for parade goers: what weather should we expect? For the answer, we're going to go to a meteorologist to find out.
So we're going to take a look at the weather future track we have coming in on Wednesday. Winds are starting off pretty light, coming from the southeast, and as we move through time, around 12 p.m., may see some clouds, but the winds start to pick up. Temperature is increasing up to 55 degrees by noon, and then it's going to get up to 60 degrees, so it's going to be a really nice day. Some clouds here and there, winds do pick up, but other than that, no rain, no snow for the day, and we'll check out those winds picking up here. Starting Wednesday early, around noon, we do see those winds start to pick up from the south, but they're going to gust up to 25-30 miles per hour. And then if you're sticking around for the evening, they could be gusting upwards of 35 to 40 miles per hour. Other than the wind, you won't see any rain or snow, and it'll be a sunny day for us out there.
Lindsay, thanks. The Pittsburgh Community School District tonight's going to announce its new superintendent at this evening's regular Board of Education meeting. That meeting begins at 6 this evening. We're going to tell you who the new hire is tonight on KOAM News at 9 and 10. Is there such a thing as too many books? Well, people shopping at the Webb City Public Library's annual book sale didn't think so. The sale started today at the library and offers the public an opportunity to buy used books the library no longer needs. That includes everything from adult bestsellers to children's picture books.
A lot of people, they may not have the money to go out and, buy brand new books or anything like that. And if they have a library card, they can come in, get their hands on those brand new books, and then at our book sale, they get the used books for cheap.
Money raised through the book sale will be used to buy new books for the library. That sale goes through February 24th. To see what times the sale will be open, visit our website. Of course, that's KOAMNewsNow.com. Carthage agriculture students have been busy for the past week and a half creating those perfect Valentine's Day arrangements. The floral design portion of the class has been available only the past 2 years. In that time, students take 1 week out of every month to create arrangements. With holidays like Valentine's Day, Easter, and Mother's Day all around the corner, students have been hard at work to make each arrangement special.
They get flowers. It makes them like feel good and I think, like I said, when people like see that it's made by, a Carthage FFA member, they really like, it makes them appreciate it more. And I think that's why I have to get it perfect, because it's not for me, it's for that person.
Students will be delivering arrangements within the school tomorrow and will then look towards creating arrangements for Mother's Day. 2 Israeli hostages captured by Hamas back in October were rescued during a raid in the southern Gaza city of Rafah. But that raid also could be a precursor to an Israeli invasion of the city, where more than 1 million refugees are taking shelter. Skylar Henry has more details now from the White House.
President Biden praised the rescue of 2 hostages being held by Hamas. Israeli Defense Forces have released new video showing the daring rescue. Louis Har and Fernando Marman were quickly flown to safety, where they were then reunited with their families at a hospital. News of the rescue broke ahead of Monday's White House meeting between President Biden and King Abdullah II of Jordan. Jordan and the U.S. are working together to seek a deal that would free the rest of the hostages being held by Hamas.
There has been constructive progress towards trying to get a deal in place for an extended pause and getting all the hostages out. But it's not done, and nothing is really negotiated until everything is negotiated, and those conversations are ongoing now.
Jordan is also seeking a ceasefire in the region, while President Biden has become more vocal that Israel needs to do more to protect civilians caught in the crossfire.
They have said that they will develop and they will implement a humanitarian plan. We have made clear that we think it is imperative that they do so.
Israel is preparing an assault on the southern Gaza city of Rafah, where more than 1 million refugees have fled from other parts of Gaza to escape the war. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
Israel says about 100 hostages remain in Hamas captivity. A 5-year-old boy and 57-year-old man are recovering after a woman opened fire yesterday inside Pastor Joel Osteen's mega church in Houston. Police say a woman in a trench coat entered the building with a rifle and a child by her side. She started to fire before 2 off-duty officers working church security fired back. It's unclear what the woman's motives were, but police say the injured child was the shooter's son. Still ahead, the other part of the Super Bowl.
From a Dunkin' Donuts boy band to Beyonce's tease to new music, the stars came out shining in this year's Super Bowl commercials. I'm Naomi Ruckham with the top ads from the big game.
And next in Health Watch, what you can do to make sure your furniture is secure and your family is safe. Topping today's Health Watch, if you have a cough that doesn't want to go away, well, doctors say patience could be the best medicine. An article from the Canadian Medical Association says as many as 25% of adults experience coughs that can last up to 8 weeks after a respiratory infection. Paper says patients usually improve without medication, but coughs that persist longer than 2 months should be checked by a doctor. It's not a new danger, but despite efforts to raise awareness about the risks of TVs and furniture tipping over, thousands of children are still sent to the emergency room each year. That's according to new data released by the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, and it's not only youth who are at risk. Reporter Mandy Gaither has a look at research and explains how to keep your loved ones safe.
Take out all your jammies.
It can happen in an instant. Curious children climbing on furniture with dangerous consequences.
When you have something that does heavy falling on a child, it can result in death.
In a new report, the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission says nearly 18,000 people are hurt in tip-over incidents every year.
Children are impacted more than anybody else. So over the last 10 years, there have been over 200 deaths associated with tip-overs.
Of those deaths, the report says nearly half involved a television, and more than half of those involved children between 1 and 3 years old. But others are at risk too. The The research shows more adults ages 60 and above are also being sent to the emergency room after furniture tipped over. All clothing storage furniture manufactured after September 1st, 2023 has to meet updated safety measures laid out by the CPSC. But no matter when your furniture was made, the agency says it should be anchored to the wall.
You go to the hardware store and for less than $20, you can go back and anchor it into the wall in about 20 minutes.
The website anchorit.gov has step-by-step instructions and videos on how to secure furniture to help prevent a tragedy. For Health Minute, I'm Andy Gaither.
Just last month, the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission recalled millions of anti-tip-over kits manufactured by New Age Furniture, saying the plastic zip ties could become weakened over time. New research finds adolescents recovering from concussions could speed their recovery by limiting screen time and even returning to school early. The study in the British Journal of Sports Medicine finds time in the classroom or in after-school activities is associated with faster improvement of symptoms. Previous guidelines recommended complete physical and mental rest until concussion symptoms resolve. That is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, why Frigidaire is recalling hundreds of thousands of its refrigerators.
And up next, we'll talk about what you can expect to see in the forecast for this week. So most of us south of Joplin woke up to some heavy snow falling this morning, but taking a look outside, sun's shining and most of the roads are clear. It's melted away and you can still see a little bit of snow off in the corner at our Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Now, we're completely cleared out of the snow and the rain. It's off to the east now, and we don't see any more rain, snow, anything in our area for the next several days. We're going to have sunny skies, warmer temperatures. Starting tonight, clear skies. Temperatures do cool off down to 29 degrees. So if you see some puddles out there on the road, it's going to refreeze, and you could deal with some slick spots on the road as we start our morning commute on Tuesday. Tomorrow, though, it's going to be warm and sunny, temperatures getting up to 50 degrees by noon and sunny skies all day. So whatever hasn't melted today will go ahead and melt completely tomorrow. Now, like I said, we don't have any rain or snow in the next several days, but we do see some pretty fast wind gusts starting a little bit on Tuesday, just some breezes getting up to 20-25 miles per hour. Now, Wednesday is where we see it really start to pick up on our eastern counties from the south, and then as we move through time to 8:30 p.m. on Wednesday, we see gusts getting up to 38 miles per hour in Iola, Yates Center. It could get pretty windy out there, and as we continue a little bit later Wednesday evening, almost to midnight, we're going to see those gusts get up to 40-45 miles per hour. So although we don't have any wind or snow, or rain or snow, we're going to see the wind. Now it will die down by Thursday. We're going to go back to calm winds, and Friday maybe some showers in the area. We start to see some snow move in from the north and some rain move in from the south, kind of clashing right where we're at, and we could see some scattered showers as we move through time on Friday, passing by us, and then it'll clear out again to have another few days of clear skies next weekend. Now this will be out of our way a little bit later Friday evening, and then we start to see the clouds move out of the way on Saturday. Temperatures warm back up to 60 degrees by next Monday, and even getting upwards of 73 degrees next Wednesday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, temperatures warm up, clear skies, although we are going to see windy days again right before we see another rain shower on Thursday, and this one's going to be a lot heavier than what we saw on Friday.
But the temps overall looking pretty nice.
And with those sunny skies, it's going to be a nice few days into the weekend.
Including in Kansas City for the Super Bowl
Yes.
parade. Lindsay, thanks. Coming up, we're going to look back at yesterday's Super Bowl ads and see which ones audiences loved. Topping today's Consumer Watch, the Consumer Product Safety Commission has issued a major recall involving a popular refrigerator brand. Electrolux is recalling more than 380,000 of its Frigidaire side-by-side refrigerators with slim ice buckets. The CPSC says the ice bucket assembly component can break, causing plastic pieces to enter the buckets, which can pose a potential choking or laceration hazard. Electrolux says they've had at least 343 such incidents reported. Cocoa prices are surging so high, even the biggest chocolate makers are struggling to stay profitable. Oh no, don't want to put our chocolate in danger. That doesn't bode well for your wallet this Valentine's Day. West Africa is home to more than 60% of global cocoa production. Climate issues there are damaging crop yields, constraining cocoa supplies and causing those prices to soar. Hershey said last week it's going to cut 5% of its workforce after historic cocoa prices and inflation-weary consumers dampened fourth quarter earnings. Super Bowl is the one time of year an awful lot of people actually look forward to the commercials. In addition to the game, the commercials. Reporter Naomi Ruckham takes a look at which multi-million-dollar ads scored with viewers.
This year's Super Bowl commercials packed in the celebrities and raked in the dough.
Give me a hint. Worked together for 10 years.
From David Schwimmer and Jennifer Aniston to David and Victoria Beckham, star power scored high. Ben Affleck's universe came together in a comic spot for Dunkin' Eats.
And needs no introduction, my partner.
Sometimes it's really hard to be your friend.
But the fan favorite on USA Today's ad meter was a nostalgic reunion of comedic odd couple Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito.
You are a backstabber. I am a backstabber.
Comedy usually plays well with ad meter, and of course it played well this year. And then to see Danny DeVito and Arnold back on screen together, it was interesting. Danny was telling us that, that's what drew him to the ad, the fact that he got to work with Arnold again.
Beyoncé broke the internet with a Super Bowl commercial that ended with a surprise announcement, a new album, Renaissance Act 2, coming March 29th. She also dropped 2 new country songs. Ad rates for a 30-second spot in Super Bowl 58 cost nearly $7 million, and Paramount scored even deeper during overtime.
This is the only remaining venue where you can reach an audience of 100 million plus, and that becomes more so every year with the fragmentation of media. So the Super Bowl is still the only game in town.
Budweiser's classic Clydesdales made an appearance, and Kia tugged on the heartstrings with a tearjerker, all hoping to catch consumers' attention and their dollars. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News, New York.
$7 million for an ad. One ad that raised eyebrows and ire, a super PAC spot for Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s presidential bid that superimposed his face over the face of his late uncle, JFK. RFK Jr. apologized to his extended family for that spot. Meta is making a change to what political content you're going to see on social media platforms. Instagram will quit recommending political content from accounts you don't follow. The popular photo and video app said this will also apply to Threads. Both apps will add a setting to let users opt into political content recommendations. Customization tools will also be rolled out on Facebook at a later date. A final check of the forecast next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, why the U.S. Embassy in the Bahamas is warning tourists about security concerns. Then on KOAM News at 6, we're going to have more on how local Chiefs fans are celebrating the team's second consecutive Super Bowl victory. Plus, we're going to hear from some of the Chiefs about last night's big win, because we know you can't really get enough. None of us can, right? And how a Webb City resident is supporting the local library's book sale. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Lindsay, the weather looking pretty nice for the next several days.
Yes, we do have some windy skies on Wednesday. Could gust up to 40-45 miles per hour. However, temperature is going to be good, so I don't see it bringing a chill breeze. And then some scattered showers on Friday, leading into more sunny days next week. So we've got a lot of sunny days ahead of us.
Yeah, the 50s, the 60s, possibly 70s next week. Thanks for joining us. CBS Evening News is next. And of course, we're going to be right back here for KOAM News at 6. See you then. Let's make it a great evening.